This is Elliot from the Early Stage Investor. On this channel, we try to make life-changing returns by being an early stage investor to revolutionary assets that have insane upside. We try to cover a new asset every week. Today, we're talking about Formula One Group. Why are we talking about Formula One Group? Because we're entering an economy, or if we've been in an economy, of the haves and the have-nots. It's a K-shaped economy. So you have the people on one side of the K, the top of the K, that have the assets, the revolutionary assets that skyrocket as the currency gets debased. And you have the people on the bottom of the K that don't have assets, and as the currency gets debased, they don't do as well as the people that have the assets that skyrocket. One of the asset classes that's extremely elite is sports teams, right? The NFL, imagine owning the New York Yankees, or the New England Patriots, or the Kansas City Chiefs, or the NBA. It is only billionaires can own prime assets like that, right? That's where the billionaires store their capital. They never go down in price. Formula One Group is one of the rare opportunities that retail investors can own elite sports organizations. Here's the chart of Formula One Group. It just continues going up, right? It cannot stay down. So its market cap is currently $24 billion. It's a lot easier to own this asset and get excited about it if you're a fan. But if you're not a fan and you want to understand the potential of owning one of the most elite sports organizations on the planet and how it could have potentially life-changing upside over time, then here are some metrics. Formula One's global fan base is estimated to be over 827 million, making it the world's most popular annual sporting series. In the US specifically, F1 viewership is at a record high, with the 2025 season averaging 1.4 million viewers per race on ESPN, surpassing the previous record set in 2022. Globally, while total viewer numbers are harder to pin down, some sources estimate an average of around 70 million viewers per race. It's like owning the World Cup, maybe not quite that big, but it's like owning the NBA or the NFL or some elite sports organization, right? If the NFL had a stock, it would do extremely well. It would always be expensive. That's the Formula One Group. There's a Netflix documentary in the US that's super popular that goes into the lives of the racers, and that has just exploded viewership. So again, it's just like owning the New York Yankees or some very elite sports organization that only billionaires have previously had access to. Here's a way that Formula One makes money. Cities pay Formula One hosting fees that range from about $20 million to over $60 million per year just to host a Grand Prix. So Formula One has commercial rights over the usage of the Formula One brand for races, to host races, and commercial rights to viewership of its races. So it can make money in a lot of different ways. Imagine if you owned the commercial rights to the NFL. If Amazon wanted to stream NFL games, they would have to pay you. That's what Formula One is. But it's not just Formula One. This is where it gets exciting. They just bought MotoGP, which is really cool. I don't watch MotoGP. I watch Formula One. I don't watch MotoGP, but MotoGP is the world's leading motorcycle racing championship, featuring top speeds above 360 kilometers per hour, 223 miles per hour, and lean angles of 60 degrees. So this hasn't gotten as popular as Formula One, but it could, right? We just need a documentary that introduces the people behind it and the drama behind it, and I bet it could be just as massive. So you own the commercial. So if you own the stock, you own commercial rights to MotoGP and Formula One. So two, again, very elite sports organizations. These are massive. So in a nutshell, just an extremely high quality asset. In the artificial intelligence world, sports is never going away. In fact, it's just going to get more and more and more valuable. People want to watch humans compete. That's what Formula One is. It's one of the few businesses you can own that won't be eroded away by AI. Sports viewership has gone exponential. So people are going to be watching more and more of this. They're going to be betting on it. And so, again, people are going to want to watch humans compete forever. That's why sports and entertainment are just incredibly valuable. And again, this is one of the most valuable sports organizations on the planet, right? So it's extremely high quality. The fact that it's a publicly traded stock is awesome. It's massive. The question is, can it skyrocket and provide life-changing returns? That's what we're going to try to answer in this video. Let's look at the financials. 9 months ended September 30, 2025. Total revenue, $2.9 million, $2.9 billion. In 2024, first 3 quarters of the year was $2.5 billion. So they're growing their revenue. A lot of that did come from their acquisition of MotoGP, which added $169 million in 2025. So massive growing revenues, right? Very positive. What about income? What about profit? Operating income, $433 million. That's hard cash flow profit. $433 million. A year ago, first 3 quarters of the year was $366 million. Growing profits, growing revenues, expected to continue, not slowing down. You can look at this stock and say it's expensive all day long because its market cap is $24 billion, but it's not the way to look at it. It's going to stay expensive forever. The NFL, the New York Yankees, the Los Angeles Lakers are always going to be ridiculously expensive. What matters is growth. Nothing is stopping these sports organizations from continuing to growing their profits and revenues, right? They haven't even started really marketing MotoGP yet. But if they start marketing MotoGP to the Formula One audience, it's very similar audience. And so if they can expand the viewership of MotoGP, that just expands profits for this company. Here's the balance sheet. How healthy is this company financially? Well, it's owned by Liberty Media, but the FWONA ticker gives you a voting stake in the Formula One group. So let's just look at that. Total current assets, $2 billion. That's what they have exposure to that they can spend within the next year. Total current liabilities, $1.7 billion. And a lot of that is deferred revenue. That's just revenue they can't recognize yet. So their balance sheet is absolutely pristine over the next year. Total assets, $16 billion. Total liabilities, $7.7 billion. A pristine balance sheet, growing revenues, growing profits, right? Really difficult to complain about this asset. And so, can it skyrocket and provide life-changing returns? Absolutely. Is it going to be an incredible store of value as the U.S. currency is debased and the U.S. dollar declines in value and fiscal deficits rise? Absolutely. Is it going to be a very safe place to park your money? Absolutely. Can it 10x in 10 years? It depends on the amount of currency debasement, but they're going to continue growing their revenues. They're going to continue growing their profits. It's going to be one of the best possible places to store your capital. Can it outperform the S&P 500? Yes. Can it hit $100 billion market cap? Absolutely. Remember, the US dollar is going to be debased. This thing is going to be just an incredible store of value. So it might not provide life-changing 100x upside, but it can outperform the S&P 500, and it's just an incredibly high-quality place to store your capital for the long term. It's going to be very hard for them to mess this one up. We'll stay on top of this asset because, again, it's extremely high quality, incredibly exciting to have the opportunity to own an elite sports organization. And if you want to learn how much of this I own in my own portfolio, you can follow me on Patreon. Thank you for watching.